we can use the first code t dot test yx to do the first program. So the first
Yeah,
program
this
has a
program will
sequence
be
of
discussed here.
numbers.
I am just explaining the syntax. Try to understand the syntax. What is the syntax? In order to go for t-test, just you have a columnar vector of observations that you are assigning to x, then you are calling t dot test. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So you will get t-test. When we are going to use this t-test for single mean, if the sample size is small enough, that means you are going to test in terms of the means and the size of the sample is smaller. When do you say that the size of the sample is smaller? If the number of observations stays
less than
below
30.
30, right? Isn't it? So in that case, you are going to use the t-test. Okay. Now, lab 5, question 1 t-test. Question 2 is related to find whether the new serum will arrest leukemia on 9 mice, all with an advanced stage of the disease are selected. 5 mice receive the treatment 4 and 4 do not. This is also t-test for difference of means you are going to use. Then a random sample of this may be related to the chi-square. A random sample of 200 married men, all retired, were classified according to their education and number of children. Test the hypothesis at 5% level of significance that the size of the family is independent of the level of education attained. So this third question is chi-square test, and question 1 and question 2 is related to the t-test. Okay. Now let us look at what is t-test. Basically, t-test is a small sample test. So to test the singles, and this is the chi-square test, third one. In between F test is there. We will discuss it later. What is F? And now and also ANOVA is there in the 6th module. Okay, t-test is the test. Of course, this formula is not new, right? This we discussed in the module 5, right? Equation 1. Hello. This
So
is
the Z
used
test
to
form.
test the hello. Hello. Tell me something you are saying. Nothing.
No, so nothing, sir.
Okay. So equation 1 you are aware. We discussed in 5th module. This we use it to test the large sample data, but people have used the same test statistic even when the size of the sample is smaller before 1908. Whereas a French mathematician whose name W.S. Gosset wrote an article in the probable error of a mean with a pen name student. Since then, it is also called as student's t-test. Okay. In this article, he has shown that the Z test, what we used for small sample, it is not exactly following the normal distribution, and hence subsequently showed that it is not appropriate test statistic when the size of the sample is smaller. Later, R.A. Fisher took up this problem and then gave a mathematical representation when the size of the sample is smaller. Such a mathematical representation is following the distribution called as the t distribution, given by ft is equal to k times of 1 over 1 plus t square by nu whole to the power nu plus 1 by 2, where this nu is called the degrees of freedom. Okay. Now, there are some differences between large and small sample tests. This I'm leaving to you. The t-test for single sample case, we use t is equal to x bar minus mu by s by root n, whereas z, what is the difference? Z is x bar minus mu by sigma by root n. The same formula, what is the difference you are noticing now between z and t? In z, x bar minus mu by sigma by root n, whereas in t, x bar minus mu by s by root n. What is the difference? Hello, difference in the formula equation 1 and equation 3. Equation 1 is x bar minus mu by sigma by root n. Equation 3 is x bar minus mu by s by root n. What is the difference you are noticing? Hello.
So there is S in place of sigma.
Right. So what is sigma basically? Sigma denotes the denotes what?
The variance.
Sorry? Sigma denotes
Standard deviation.
standard deviation of what? Population or sample? Basically, sigma denotes the population standard deviation and S denotes the S also standard deviation, but it is a sample standard deviation, remember. Now,
Yes, sir.
in the case of large sample test, we are going to use the population standard deviation if it is available. In the case of a small sample test, we are going with a sample standard deviation. That is the only difference given by R.A. Fisher, who is renowned as father of statistics. Okay. Well, understood? Hello? Now, for single sample case, this we are going to use. And for difference of means, we are going to use this formula. Okay. And one more formula we have for difference of means, this one. There are two formulas. One is this one for difference of means. In large sample test, we have used sigma 1 square by n1 plus sigma 2 square by n2 formula. And here, n1 minus n1 as n1 minus 1 times s1 square plus n2 minus 1 s2 square divided by n1 plus n2. This we are going to use with an assumption that population variances are unknown and they might be equal. Okay. And the next formula, this we are going to use the population variances are unknown and they may be unequal. Okay. Now, these are the two formulas which we are three formulas: equation 3, equation 4, and equation 5. Three formulas we are going to use for testing the difference of single mean and difference of two means. Okay. And that is related to question 1 and question 2 of lab 5. Okay. So among these three appropriate formulas, you need to pick and apply the test statistic. Let us take the simple example from this experiment. Now, can you look at the question here? Someone can read the question. An outbreak of Salmonella related illness was attributed to ice produced at a certain factory. Scientists measured the level of Salmonella in 9 randomly sampled batches ice cream. The levels in mpn per gram were recorded and tabulated as below. Is there evidence that the mean level, remember, you are trying to look at the mean level of PF, Salmonella in ice cream, is greater than 0.3 or not? Okay. How many samples you have now? Not the observations. How many factors are responsible for the data? There is only one factor called Salmonella related illness data, right?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
When there is only one factor is responsible, within that factor you have several observations. How many observations are there now? 1, 2, 3, 4,
9
5,
observations.
6, 7, 8, and 9 observations, right? So 9 observations. Is this size of the sample above 30 or below 30?
Below 30.
So it is treated as a small sample. Whether you are interested to test the means now?
Yes, sir. We are interested to test the
Then
mean.
you have to go to the t-test. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Right. Now, what we need to do is this set of observations. Sometimes, you know, the mean and standard deviation of this sample may be given straight away instead of the observations. Okay. X is equal to columnar vector of these observations. 9 observations. Use your R program. Understand this point? Now, this is the data point. Let us know what is the null hypothesis that is given here. H naught. H naught. What you need to test? The mean level of salmonella in ice cream is greater than 0.3. Right? So
Yes, sir.
normally, what is the null hypothesis? We
The
used to
mean
write
level
the
of
phrase.
ice cream equals to 0.
So here, mu may be greater than 0.3. Mu is greater than 0.3. H naught. What we need to test? Whether mu is greater than 0.3. This we need to test. In order to test, what we assume normally in the null hypothesis is that mu may not be greater than 0.3. And you are using the phrase that there is no significant kind of word in the null in a hypothetical statement, that is referring to the null hypothesis. What is mu? The mean salmonella in ice cream may not be greater than 0.3. This is the null hypothesis. What is the alternative hypothesis? The mean salmonella in ice cream greater than 0.3. So this is the complement of null hypothesis. Do you agree? Mu it take as 0.3. Hello? Understood?
Yes, sir.
Now we need the mean of capital X, because the test statistic T involves x bar minus mu by s by root n. Mean of x we want, that is x bar. What is the standard deviation of this x? This we do denote as s square root of EAR of x, right? N is the length of capital X. Mu is already defined. Then we need to get t value. How do we get the t value? Formula x bar minus mu by numerator. X bar minus mu divided by s by square root of n. See that what is mu already defined? X bar. X bar is, this will come under the output process. X bar is 0.456. The standard deviation is something like 0.212. N is the length 9 and T is 2.20. So now we need a critical value which we use to look at the tables normally. The table value we can get here Qt as it is one-tailed or two-tailed alternative hypothesis. Hello. So salmonella is greater than 0.3. It is one-sided. Okay, that is upper sided. Okay. Now QT 0.95 is the confidence level, comma, the degrees of freedom. What is the degrees of freedom for this? Is the degrees of freedom is n minus 1. What is n? N is 9. So degrees of freedom is n minus 1. N minus 1, 9 minus 1 is 8. Right? Now let us look at the QT value 1.85. So QT will give us the critical value of the T. Okay.
So what is 0.95?
0.95 is the confidence level. We need to take the level of significance, right? Whether the level of significance is given in the question.
No, sir, it is not.
So when they are not given by default, what is the level of significance that we are going to assume?
0.95.
No, 5%. 5%. 5% complement is 0.95, right?
Okay, sir.
So that is called default confidence level 0.95 we used to define in the syntax. Okay.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Now we just followed as per the formula of the T. Sorry, something. This formula, and as I showed that T dot test, there is a default syntax available. Now let we look at the syntax like T dot test. Dot test within the bracket, the sample values are x followed alternative. What is this alternative meaning? It is a right tail alternative hypothesis, so we need to use a greater. Whether mu is 0 or non-zero, non-zero, that is given as 0.3. Press enter. What is the T value? It is shown here. Hello?
2.2051.
What is the T value which T equal to x bar minus mu by s by square root of n we obtained?
2.205.
Is these two capital T here, which is denoted 2.2051 approximately, and this little t 2.2051, both are same or not?
Yes, they are same.
They are same. So means that this formula T is equal to x bar minus mu by s by square root of n is already backend program is there. When you call the syntax T dot test, so that will taken care of finding a mean standard deviation of this capital X, and straight away it will produce what is the DF here, degrees of freedom. As I said, n minus 1. Is it n minus 1 8?
Yes, sir, it's 8.
Alternative hypothesis, what we consider as the mean is greater than 0.3. It is showing that when you are writing alternative as greater, the alternative hypothesis is true mean is greater than 0.3, right?
Right, sir.
And now this Q T value comparing with the QT, that is the critical value, which one is higher now? T observed value is higher than the critical value, right? Hello?
So the QT gives us the critical value.
Yeah. And
Okay,
T
yes,
observed
so it's
value is
higher.
2.2051. So T observed value is higher than the critical value, right?
Yes, sir, it's higher.
So in that case, you are going to reject the null hypothesis. When you are going to reject the null hypothesis, then alternatively you are going to favor to H1. When you are favoring to H1, what does it mean?
So that the mean is greater than 0.3.
Yeah, the mean is greater than 0.3. So when the mean is greater than 0.3, what is your conclusion? The salmonella percentage in ice cream is greater than, or the proportion rather than percentage, the proportion of average salmonella which present in ice cream is higher than 0.3, right?
Yes, sir.
So did you understood this question?
So just one doubt, sir.
Yeah, please.
So we came to this conclusion with the code that we did in which we use the formula. So how do we come to this conclusion using the t-test code?
Here, this comparison only, right?
Yes, so where is qt in this t dot test? Where does this give us the critical value?
Yeah, in a t dot test that will not give you, but in addition, it is going to give you a p
The
value.
p-value.
Okay. Actually, after finding this, qt, we need to go for the p value.
Okay, sir.
So I gave you some time back the levels of p value in 5th module. Yes, module 5. Now here you said that you are rejecting the null hypothesis, right?
Yes, sir.
When you are rejecting the null hypothesis, there are two possible errors. One is type 1 error and the other one is type 2 error. That also explained, right? Isn't it? Type 1 error and type 2 error. This is 5th module content explained in that module. Okay.
Okay,
Now, what
so
is the value of p we got now? 0.02 something, right? 0.02. So 0.02, where it lies? Can you identify the interval?
so less than 0.05.
0.02 means that it is the second class, right?
No,
1,
sir,
2, 3,
first
4.
class.
0.02. It is between this one, right? Third category, right?
Yes, the third category, sir.
So in third category, there is a moderate evidence against the null hypothesis. And similar moderate evidence you are favoring to H1. Okay.
Yes, sir, so we get the same conclusion, sir. Got it.
Sometimes, remember, sometimes your p-value may be greater than 0.1. But with reference to Q2, you are going to reject the null hypothesis. Though you don't have any evidence against H0, you are going to reject the null hypothesis. What does it mean? It means that it is going to cause the type 1 error. So though it is correct, you are rejecting the null hypothesis. Rejecting the hypothesis when it is correct is known as type 1 error. Okay.
Yes, so this part
Understood?
is clear.
Right. So in terms of QT and the same thing, how do we check with the help of statistical tables? I showed you some time back how to check the values under the normal curve. Now I am going to explain t distribution. What is the degrees of freedom now? Degrees of freedom df?
8.
9.
8. So the degrees of freedom is denoted by nu. Nu is given in the first column. Now this is 8. Right?
Yes, sir.
Then what is the level of significance value?
0.05.
0.05. What is the intersection?
1.860.
1.860. Is it shown QT 1.860? When you round to 3 decimal?
Yes, sir, it's just that.
Now the same thing you can look at the critical value from the table like this. Okay.
So when we are doing the code, we can do it either ways, using the t.test format and using the formula format.
Yes, you can use either one for lab
Got it,
session.
sir, got it.
Okay. I explained both and you can easily understand now. Of course, this content is already available for you in Teams, what I am explaining now. This PDF, this experiment number 5 PDF is already available to you. Okay. So do you clear on the single sample case now?
Yes, sir, this is understood.
Similarly, there is one more question. Suppose that 10 volunteers have taken an intelligence test. Here are certain results obtained. The average score of the entire population is 75. Remember, the average score of the entire population is 75. That means the mu is given as 75. Is there any significant difference between the sample and population means? There is a sample score here. Whether there is any difference between sample mean and the population mean, that is what we are going to test. Assuming that the population variance is not known. How many observations we have here? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10 observations, right?
Yes, sir.
N is staying below 30. So small sample. And we have the information related to the means. So therefore, you have to go with the single sample t-test. Okay.
Yes, sir.
From this, what we need to test? Whether there is any difference between sample mean and population mean. So in that case, your null hypothesis is assumed that there is no difference between sample mean and population mean, and hence, what would be the H1? Alternative hypothesis?
So it will be two-tailed. It can be greater or smaller.
Yeah, means that two-tailed, right?
Yes, sir.
Exactly. So that is what you need to catch. Okay. When there is a two-tailed test in QT, you same 5% if you consider, the 5% is divided into the left and right side of the mu, and hence when you are equally dividing left and right side, 0.25 you can add to this 0.95, then how much it will be? 0.975, right? This is either side of the mu, the area which is going to cover. Okay. When two-tailed is considered, 0.975 will come instead of 0.95. Okay. That means alpha is 0.025. For statistical tables, the degrees of freedom is 9 because of 10 observations, 10 volunteers you considered. And for 10.
So, but in the question, it's given the level of significance as 0.95. So, won't we take the level of confidence as 0.05?
Confidence is 0.05 only. Level of significance is 0.05. Here they mentioned as a significance level 95% in the sense this is confidence significance they have given. Somehow there is a typo error. Instead of saying confidence level, they mentioned as a significance level as 95%. The typo error is this. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So this
okay,
is
got it.
only 5%, not the 95%. Okay. Right.
Yes, sir.
If I take 5% significance level, its complement would be 95%. Okay. But as it is a two-tailed case, the region is going to divide into both sides, the rejection region, 50%, 50%. That means 5% of 50% is 2.5%. 2.5% value is 0.025. 0.025 you are taking the left of the mu and right of the mu under the bell curve. And now 0.25 complement will be 0.975. Okay. Right. There is a bell curve here. You can look at. Now this is only one side, like 5% alone. Okay. Now this 5% is divided into the both sides of this central line. Then this side 0.25 will come and this side 0.025. If you are considering either side, 0.025 complement is 0.975 and this 0.025 complement this side is 0.975. Isn't it? Hello. Did you understood what I explained? Hello. Hello.
Sir, no, the two-tailed part is not very clear.
Two-tailed is very simple. Only
So
the
what-
difference is coming
Sir,
under
you just changed the QT, the level of confidence of QT. That's all.
in QT, level of significance is 5% here. In QT, what is going to happen is we are going to take 0.975. For that, I am explaining the reason why I am taking
Oh, okay,
0.975.
Got it, got
Okay.
it.
Why? What is the reason? 5% you are dividing right of the center line to 0.025 and left of the center line 0.05. Here shaded region is there, no? Are you getting
Yes,
this
sir,
shaded
yes.
region? Similar shaded region will come on the left side of this 0 also. This side is 0.025 area and this side is 0.025 area. Okay. Now left of the 0.025 complement is how much? 0.975 only,
0.975.
right?
Yes, sir.
And right of this 0.025 complement this side, how much? 0.975 only, right?
Yes, sir.
That is what we need to add in the case of two-tailed here. Okay,
Okay.
right? And n is 10, 10 minus 1 will be 9 now. Okay. And for that, now 0.025 is the last column and 9 degrees of freedom. The table value is going to 2.262. That is the critical value. Okay. What is the critical value now?
2.262.
2.26. Now, by chance, if your observed value here, let us look at this solution. The solution is here. The observed value of t is how much? Minus 78303, right? Using t dot test formula or the syntax. Hello. What is the t value we got? Minus 0.78303, right? Hello, my dear student. Hello. Am I audible to you?
Yes. Yes,
Yes, sir.
So t value is minus 0.78303. But critical value, what we observed the critical value?
2.262.
Well, comparing this t observed value with t observed value with this observed value with this critical value, which one is higher now?
The critical value is higher.
That means t observed value is lower than the critical value, right?
Critical value.
Therefore, you
Right.
are going to accept the null hypothesis. Okay.
Okay,
At
sir.
the same time, what is the value of p here?
0.4537.
So 0.4, is it greater than 0.1? This
Yes,
one.
sir, it's greater than 0.1.
So that means there is no evidence against the null hypothesis. So both ways you have a strong acceptance, right?
Yes, sir.
That is what I can say. Okay. Now there is no causing of type 1 or type 2 error. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Got it? Huh?
Got it, sir.
So what is the conclusion now when you are accepting the null hypothesis for this example? The sample mean and population mean almost same, right? Because we are assuming in the null hypothesis as there is no difference between the sample mean and population mean, and there is a significant difference between the sample mean and population mean as alternative, because you are favoring to H0. So then you can conclude that there is no difference between sample mean and population mean. Means that if 75 is the class average, and I have taken 10 of you, okay, and your average, this 10 students average is not significantly deviating from this 75. That is the meaning. Okay. Understood the example? Hello. Can I move to another question quickly? 2 minutes.
Yes, sir. Let's move to the next question.
So next question is supposed to discuss for 2 samples. Okay. Comparing 2 independent sample means taken from a population with unknown variance. The following data shows the heights of individuals of 2 different countries with unknown population variances. Remember, is there significant difference between the average heights of the 2 groups? Is there any significant difference between the average heights of the 2 groups? What is your interest on this question? Now you tell me. What did you understand? Let us suppose A denotes the population of one country, sample of one country's individual's height, and B denotes another country's individual's height, right? Population means we do not have, and population variances are unknown. Say country is something like India is one country, and say something like USA is another country. Now in India, you have chosen 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 observations, 10 peoples at random, and you noted down their 10 people's 10 persons height. And then similarly in USA, you have taken 10 people and their heights you noted down. So their distributions of heights are under A and B category. Okay. There are 2 factors. One is Indian related data and the other one USA related data for ease of understanding. So 2 samples of data we have. Now we are interested to test the mean heights of the 2 groups are remain same or any difference is there. Okay. Understood? My dear student.
Yes, sir. We have to
Now,
compare the sample means in this question. That's also.
again, we need to compare the sample means, but you have a single sample or 2 sample? 2 samples, right? One is responsible for A and the other one is responsible for B, right?
Yes, sir.
So 2 sample case. In the case of 2 sample data, you supposed to use the formula equation 4 or equation 5 in my slides. This equation 4. This equation 4 is followed with an assumption that sigma 1 square, sigma 2 square population variances are unknown and they may be equal. Okay. This is the formula sigma 1 square and sigma 2 square unknown and they may be unequal. Here the question is the population variances are unknown. As they may be 2 different countries, if you want to assume, you can also assume that they are unequal. Okay.
Sir, so we
Right.
have to use the formula like we have to use the formula. There's no direct code.
You are going to define the A sample data to A variable and B sample data to the variable B. What is the formula you need to use? T dot test AB variance dot equal. False if you are writing. What does it mean? You are going with an assumption that population variances are unequal. Okay. Is these observations or paired observations? Paired observations in the sense before and after kind of thing. Like, before following a strict diet, what is your weight? And after following some nutrition diet, what is your weight? Whether before and after the nutrition, right, is there any change in the weight that you wanted to record? Then on a single individual, you are going to extract 2 observations. Such kind of examples treated as paired observations. Now, these observations are not extracted on one individual. They are from observing 2 different individuals. Therefore, it is not a paired t-test. Okay. Right. Understood? Hello?
Yes.
Okay. So now question 1 and question 2 you complete today. Now, if you are using this formula, straight away you will get it. All right. You need to state in the procedure the null hypothesis, everything in a systematic manner and get the answer. Your question 1 and question 2 of lab 5 is related to the just the
T-test.
formulas which I explained now, right?
Yes, sir.
Can you complete this question 1 and question 2 today
Yes, sir.
and upload the answer? You leave it question 3. We'll discuss it in the next lab session, that is Wednesday, and then followed subsequently I will take your response of this in the Teams. Okay.
Sir, so when we are uploading the answer today, we just had to upload 2 questions.
Yes, first 2 questions answers you upload now. Okay.
Okay, got it, sir. Thank you, sir.
Right. Any other doubts? As this LA5 material is already available to you in Teams, you go through it if you have any queries. Okay. Right. How do you maintain this output? You are going to write the aim. Of course, aim I have not mentioned here. Aim is to test a single sample data. And what is the procedure? In the procedure, you are going to take this as the input and this as H0, H1, you are going to state very clearly. And what is the formula that you are going to use? I just showed the formula. You need to state the formula clearly in the procedure that this formula you are going to write down over there in the procedure. And what are other steps involved? Those steps you may maintain. Okay. Like level of significance and other critical regions. Then you will come to this point, R program. In R program, this all these things will come into picture. R program. These are the few lines in R program. If you are going to use T dot test directly, then these lines also will make only X and T dot test. Then this output will come in this. Okay. After output, then you are going to write down your conclusions based on this data. Okay. Results and discussion part. Okay. Am I made it clear?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any other queries?
Yes, sir. Sir, actually in the DA1 and DA2, I wrote a couple of things that you just now mentioned in the procedure in the discussion part. So would that be a problem?
Let me see. Okay, don't worry. Whatever it happened, happened. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Right. Okay, all the best then. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Can I end the session?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Any other doubts with regard to CAT? Ananya, you have any doubt? All right.
Sir.